That's not a good way to start a day. But welcome back to Rusted Up Garage is a great way to start a new video. And in this video, we are going to build a hidden hitch. That's right, it's gonna be hidden. You're not even gonna know it's there. I don't even know how we're gonna tow something. It's gonna be hidden. But that's just what we're building, okay? So, if you guys have been following along, you've obviously seen we've lowered and dropped and set this thing down, and we've done all that. Well, the next problem is we did the roll pan on the back, which you probably haven't actually seen, but we want the hitch to come out where the license plate goes. So it'll like flip down and be like, poof, there's the receiver. Slide the thing in there, hook your trailer up. When you're done, you pull it out, and license plate goes back up. I'm just saying that's pretty tricky stuff. So to get this project started, what I did is I had to cut the cross member out right here. That was right here. Not that it was doing much. And then I manufactured a bunch of pieces of metal. To save us time, I've done a lot of this already. Yeah, so we're not going to be 45 minutes. But I'm going to explain it as we go. And then, after we get it all mocked in, okay, after it's all mocked in, we're going to set the bed back on this thing. Okay, now it don't have the flares because they haven't been painted yet. But the bed has been painted. Yeah, it's actually in color. You guys haven't seen it. And you got Motorcycle Man right there, and he's just giving it all he's got. You know, trying to make videos, Motorcycle Man. So for those of you up north, okay, yes, in the south, they're still driving motorcycles. Probably not next week, though. It's going to be cold. But anyways, you guys need to put in your final guesses for what color I painted this truck because the bed's painted. Okay? Yeah, it's painted. Yep. I'll give you a hint. It's two colors. Now, I'm not saying if they're the same colors a little different or if they're two off-the-wall colors, but they're two colors. Get your guesses in now. You got your guesses in? Okay, well, let's get to this hitch because I am just running my mouth. We got a lot to do in this episode. To include, reveal the color of the truck. I am pretty excited to reveal it to you guys because she is going to be freaking, oh God, I'm just so excited. Yeah, okay, well, let's get at it. Okay, well, we repositioned Zach because he's being whiny about the sun. So basically, I'm in the sun now, and he's not. Whatever. Well, as I said, we got the hitch. Okay, I bought this thing off Amazon. Now, this is a 2.5, which is a little bigger than what most people use. And there's a reason why I'm using a 2.5-inch hitch on this truck. Okay? And the reason is I have a 2.5-inch receiver I bought for my whole 1-ton, and that was real expensive, and I haven't been able to use it on another truck. So I figured you might as well make it work for this truck, although now this thing sits in the weeds. I'll probably have to flip it over, I'm guessing. But anyways, you guys don't care about that. You guys just want to see progress. I need some bolts, Zach. Not being very helpful here. Okay. So what I've done here is I've knocked out these bolts, well, these and these right here. These are the pins for the rear shackle, okay? I removed on all them. And then I took and I cut some 3-inch by 1/4-inch angle iron, okay? And those go in like this, okay? And then I painstakingly, and I mean painstakingly, not that Zach's paying attention because he's watching who's pulling in the driveway. Okay? It's just a piece of crap black Mustang.
Normally when somebody pulls in the driveway, that means we gotta stop.
Not today. Okay? It's just a convertible piece of junk. So I'm going to put a couple bolts in. Now, this ain't actually how the bolts and stuff are going to go in. But for what we're trying to achieve now, because we really got to, I did all this off measurements. And I don't know if my measurements are right. Because they're probably not. But Zach was taking too long, so I had to do it this way. You know how them Zachs are.
You can't put the bolt in that way, can you? Because you gotta put that other piece in there.
That's true. It's true. That's why Zach gets paid the big money. Right there. I meant to go this way. I meant to go this way, Zach, just for right now.
Through the... I don't know if they can see it.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do. I don't even know what I was thinking. It's just you were looking at the Mustang and, you know, and there's
So were
about...
you.
We gotta find the straps, too, for the bed.
I don't know where they are. We drilled custom lift holes.
We did. The biggest thing is we got to mock it all up before we weld it together, because we want it somewhat close to fitting out through the end of the license plate hole. Okay, so that's the pieces right there. They're bolted in. They're going to be welded in when we're done. Next. We got another piece of 3" by 1/4 steel that we're going to slide up through here like this. And put down through here. Something like this. I need more bolts, Zach. Not being a very good assistant. And I have hours into this, just so you guys know. You guys are getting like a 5-minute version of it. I figured it's probably going to be as good as any, you know, store-bought one. We're going to do a little boxing back here when we finish it up, but okay, so we're all flush here. This is flush to where it needs to go, okay? Next piece. Okay, so this piece here is a piece of 3" 1/4" wall square tubing that I cut a notch out for the receiver, because I think it needs to sit in here like this to get the right height. And so that goes in here as well, like this. Okay, and here's where I don't know where everything goes. And we also have the receiver hitch itself. Okay, so that fits like this into here, like this. So now I know, because I have marks on the side here, of where I think it needs to go, which is right about here and here, and then right about here. That's pretty close to where I think it needs to be, right there. According to all my measurements, that should be it right there. So what we need to do now is we need to set the bed down and see if this is even remotely close to the hidden hitch. Because it's probably not. And if it all works, we'll get it all adjusted and I can tack weld it in. Then we can slide it out, weld it all up real good, slide it back in, bolt it and weld it and plate it and gusset it and do all that. But this is the basics behind it. The old hitch. It's going to kind of suck because you're going to have to reach up underneath to get it. But we'll show you all that. So next, we're going to get the forklift set up with the bed and get it ready to set on there. So be sure to get in your votes. What color is this thing going to be? Because you're fixing to find out. Well, if you guess gray, you win. If you guess two-tone gray, you doubly win. So yeah, that's what we went with. Gray. It's two different grays. It may not show it well in the camera, but this one's actually lighter and has a lot of gold flake in it. And this one's a lot darker. Again, the camera don't necessarily show it. They're real close to each other. They're not a whole lot different. I didn't want a whole lot different. And the way it's looking in the sun right now, you really can't tell. But when we get it all together, it'll be very obvious, the two colors, okay? And then between the two, okay, we got the stripe kit, okay, for this thing. So this will technically be right here, down the middle to split them up. So I think that's going to be pretty epic. Oh, it's but what a change. Like I said, the bed is done minus the dually flares. I got to fix those. Those will be on in fiberglassing 101, which will be coming up here in a couple weeks. And but yeah, and you can kind of get an idea. Now there's still no weight on it, so it's still not its true stance, but it's down there pretty good now. And once we start adding the rest of the weight to it, it's just going to come down a little bit more. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. But there's your that's what she looks like right there. But now we gotta get back to the job at hand, okay? Which is the hidden hitch. Okay. Even like the back, look how nice this looks. I mean, it just, whoo-wee. That looks nice, except for over here where I accidentally screwed up the corner. We won't talk about that, okay? But I fixed it with a Band-Aid. I mean, you really can't even tell that I messed up that corner at all. Zach hasn't even noticed yet. Nope. Mm-mm. But anyways, let me crawl underneath this bad boy. We still got volume, Zach? I hope so. You guys can just stand right here. Just wait right here. So I gotta put this part back in there because I might have to do a little trimming to get all this to work. So that's where it's gonna come out eventually. Or such is the goal. But the question is how am I going to get this in there to do what I need it to do? This is going to be a real treat, I feel. Because what I don't know is how much trimming I got to do. And you see, I got to do some trimming. Right here.
Almost. What if you flip that square cross member over?
Well, it really don't flip.
Not that way.
No, I know that. I know not that way, but I want to see where it's coming out right there. So that's right, because I'm a half of an inch below that. I can't be any lower than this. I have to go up. But our problem is this chunk of bed right here. So give us a couple minutes. We gotta get some tools. I think Zach turned his back on. So let me have you for a minute.
Probably without the pod.
I don't really care. However you give it to me. It's gonna be bad anyway. Any way you look at it. Okay. I don't know if you can see this or not.
Hang on. Actually, let me have it.
I don't know what Zach did, but something. So here is our.
Well, easy. Giving them whiplash.
Okay, here we go. Here is our hole out through here, and there's our hitch, okay? And then there's the 3x3 going across. So as you can see, that's going to aim up right there. And then the 1x3 is over here, hooked together here. So I'm real close to right where I was on my trial. So now everything's clamped. Everything clears the bed. And the bed is set down. So I'm going to pull you out of here. So now that we know that's all good, we got to mark for this where it's going to be cut. Which did you mark that?
I marked right there and right there on the receiver.
Okay, so you didn't actually mark on the bed.
No, because I figured then you could measure up, because you would go straight up from this,
Right.
however far it needs to be, but we don't know that number without measuring the hitch.
Right.
Or I guess technically you could measure right here, but because you know it's a 2.5.
3.5 inches. But we don't know quite what that is. So 3.5 inches should put us about right in here. That should be close. Obviously, we'll cut it out here and here to about right here. And then once that license plate goes on here, right in here, you won't even see it. It'll all just be buried. And then I'm going to do, I'll probably do the chain hookers right in here. Probably somewhere right about in here. So I marked for those. Now all we got to do is lift the bed back off, set it back on its little dolly, and roll the frame back inside the shop, and get this thing tacked together and bolted, and we'll finish her up. Pretty simple. And then we have a nice hideaway hitch. Pretty epic, huh? Now you can see with the bed's back off, okay? And hey, what do you guys think of the color? You like it? Wait till it's all done. It's gonna be real nice. And I know it ain't even green. Who would have thought? So now you can see we kind of got all the marks. Everything's right where it was. I'm just gonna re-square everything back up here, and I'm gonna do a couple tacks. And I gotta obviously, fix the holes here where they don't go up through. So I'm probably just gonna trim this back just a whisker to slide this ahead, so I don't have to re-drill all them holes, because that was a real pain in the rear drilling up through. So, but everything marked. So I'm gonna take a few minutes here. I'm gonna square everything up, get everything ready, get the old tack-o-matic going, and do a couple tacks on this, and then I guess once I get things tacked together, I'll probably bring you back, and I'm hoping I can tack it all up and slide it out, and then weld it all up, and then slide it back in, and then I'm actually going to weld it in. It's not going to be a bolt-in. It'll be here for the remainder of its life until the new owner decides to do something different with it, or future Ricky has to deal with it. But we'll be good. So that's pretty much how you do a hideaway hitch. We're just, you can buy these kits, but they're not going to necessarily work for what you want, and they're a lot smaller and chintzier, and we're going to put some weight on this thing, so we want it nice. So Zach, do you remember where we left off?
We took the bed off.
We took the bed off.
I think we showed.
Did we show him in here that we might just cut this back? I'm pretty sure we showed him what this thing looked like. I'm almost positive.
I don't remember.
No, I'm pretty sure we did. Sorry guys, it's been like a week. Okay, because around here, we got 14 other jobs, and this one seems to always get kicked to the curb. But hey, I'm thinking that now, well, for me, but not for Zach, but basically we've got about another week, and I can work on this thing every single night. Yep, sure can, because I think I got everyone taken care of for Christmas. We think. It's been a crazy Christmas year, okay? But anyways, back to the truck. So what I have done is I've gone ahead and I have welded the whole bottom side. Now technically I didn't have to do all this. I could have done it once we put it all together, but I was really just trying to get it all fit in. It was easier to just flip and weld it. So I made these parts right here. It's just 3-inch, 1/4-inch angle. It welds in. So I welded all this in. I welded that angle in. This will be, for the old hitcheroos to click, 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 like that. And then I reinforced the bottom of it and everything. So that all came out really good. I'm pretty happy with that. And then that's the top. So you really don't get to see any of that, or technically you're not going to see any of this because, hidden hitch. But anyways, the next step in this little process of mine is I did bolt this guy back in. So I want to get in there with a welder and just put a little down through here without this baby in my way. And then I'm going to slide him in. We'll square him up, and we'll tack them all in real good here. We'll tack them all in here. And then we're going to hope, with any luck, we're going to unbolt this whole unit and slide it out like this. And then I should be able to weld it all up, theoretically. Slide it back in, bolt it back in, And then once it's bolted in, I'm going to weld the ever-loving out of it, okay? We're going to plug weld it here. We're going to, we're going to weld some brackets on here. We're going to weld it there, weld it there, weld it there, weld it there, weld it, weld it, weld it. So basically, you're not going to be able to unbolt it, really. The bolting is honestly only for the shackles. So if we ever decide to do something different back here, because technically if we ever 4-link this thing to fully bag it, this part of the frame would technically all stay. It would literally come up from right in here. It would go up and over and back down in. And then all this would go, but it would all be part of the frame. Is that correct, Zach? Yes. So this can all stay and be really strong. And if we ever fully bag it, which we may never do it, it may just be fine like this. It's hard to say. Who knows? I might sell it. God, I hope I don't sell it. I don't plan on selling it, okay? So, that guy's ready. I'm going to fire up the old Weldermatic, and I'm going to hit these couple spots here. I want to tack the tops and weld them on so they're kind of solid. And then, guess we'll take it from there. So, I guess I'm going to get my welding stuff ready, and let's knock this baby out. Let's get this project done. And then we're going to have to wait for the cab, because the cab guy is falling behind. Yes, that's you, the one behind the camera. Oh, you know what? You can't weld nothing without a ground. I even used some of that stuff in there. It's still just getting in there. Clean as a whistle. Let me tack this side first. God, I love this welder. You need one of these. If you don't have a welder, just get one of these. They're just so nice. Okay. So I welded the bottoms in, welded that in, tacked the tops in, so all that's all together now. Now I grab this guy. Ugh. Okay. Now, what are we at here? 2 1/4. What are we at on this side? 2 5/8. So I would say it needs to go to right about there. That's 2 1/2. That is 2 and not quite a half. So I need to go like that. That's 2 3/8 right there. 2 1/2. I need a 16th. That's what I need. 2 7/16 is the number I want. 2 7/16. 2 7/16. That should be it. I'm at 4 1/2 inches there. And I'm at 4 1/2 inches there. So I would say that's it. Wouldn't you, Zach? I was thinking too. So I'm thinking what I need to do now is make her part of the property. Now I am only going to tack this. let her cool down a minute. I'm gonna take all the bolts out of it and see if she'll come apart. So we'll be back. So it slid right out like it was supposed to. And I've been welding it up. I got like 4 welds left to go, and then we're done. It can go back in there and get bolted and welded in. Now, it should. Well, maybe. I know it's hot though. She's hot. It's right there, just neat. I can't get. Too hot. I can't do it. It's too hot. It's heavy. Okay, we gotta let it cool down a minute. Okay, well, I don't believe that's gonna go anywhere. But just to be safe, we're gonna add some more gussets to the top. Up here. And then I'm pretty sure she'll haul any trailer we're gonna haul. That's what I'm thinking. It's actually probably stronger than, you know, any of the class 5s. This is probably a class 23 hitch, I'm assuming, at this point. Oh. She'll bend the frame before she bends that hitch. And, you know, the hitches they sell for these trucks, you know, they're not that great. Oh, I guess Zach, I'm gonna make up a couple gussets and let this thing cool down, clean it up, and paint it. This project is done. Whew. Still waiting on that cab. Okay, well, Zach didn't record the part where I, you know, rejuvenated on her with the old. But, I mean, look at her now. I mean, she is new. I mean, it technically is really new. I'm not just making that up. You guys basically saw me build it from scratch. So it's definitely new. It looks good. I just painted her all up. It's all together. Now, we won't be able to truly see how it looks on the truck until, you know, the cab gets done. Hint, hint. But I did get the old hitch up here from the truck that I used to have, the black one, and that I couldn't use on the blue one because they weren't big enough hitch. But we figured, you know, if we're going to make our own hitch, it's going to be big enough for the big old bulletproof 4,000-pound hitch. So, if everything works out well, it goes in. We even got some room to bring this one up if we need to, or flip it over, depending on, you know, what happens with the, you know. But I think, honestly, towing it should be about this height. This is probably pretty close to what we'd do with the bags. And this ain't too far off. We might have to come up with a set of holes. But I think we're real close. Oh, she officially has a hitch now. And, you know, it's all gusseted here. So it would literally, I mean, it would have to, you know, it'd have to bend all this back into here. And then it would have to do that. And what it would have to do is it'd have to actually bend the leaf springs. And technically, the airbags are putting pressure on the leaf springs that way. It's already pulling it this way anyways. So you got the leaves pulling it this way and then the hitch pulling it this way. I don't think we need anything more. And I mean, you've seen how them Reese's bolt on. They're like 1 hole, 2 holes. You got like 4 bolts on a plate and then 1 up through the bottom. And I mean, those don't seem to fall off in vehicles, pulling trailers. So I think we're going to be good. I mean, I think we got this thing. Well, if y'all want to build one of these hideaway hitches, this was your video. And I don't know what the next video is going to be. Hopefully it's installing the engine and transmission and running all the lines and doing all that. And with any luck, you know, we might even get the cab eventually. Probably not until Christmas. Just saying. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. And we're going to keep on keeping on this truck because I am ready to get her on the road. Even if the cab's not done. Sorry, I'm giving Zach crap. But you guys have a good week. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for following. And peace out.